from PRX.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, a new sponsor, Drip Drop. You know I love being outside, particularly in the summertime, whether it's running or biking or my favorite activity, taking a long walk. And that's why I love partnering with Drip Drop. Having Drip Drop on hand helps me avoid dehydration before it happens, so I don't hit that low energy or feeling tired due to not being hydrated. Now, Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Think support for busy days, long workouts, summer travel, and everything in between. Because hydration isn't something you just do when you're behind. It's how you stay ahead. Drip Drop uses science-based formulas for rapid hydration so you'll feel results fast while getting 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Drip Drop is trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. And like I said, it's perfect for staying active all summer long. It's fast hydration built with what matters most. Now, all of these products taste amazing. There's 16 original flavors and 8 zero sugar plus options. And oh boy, did I enjoy that fruit punch. I had it before the podcast. No mouth noises. That's the amazing thing. I'm hydrated and I sound good. So this summer, I'm going to make Drip Drop a part of my daily routine. And to make it easy, Drip Drop has flexible subscription options so you're never stuck without proven fast hydration, whether you're hitting the gym, juggling work, or just trying to keep up with an always-on calendar. And of course, they got a deal for you, everybody. Right now, Drip Drop is offering Sleep With Me listeners 20% off your first order. Go to dripdrop.com and use the promo code SLEEP. That's dripdrop.com, promo code SLEEP for 20% off. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use that promo code SLEEP. That's Drip Drop. Thanks, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary. I think I've probably done this as an intro before, but this is the podcast that puts the lulls in your coconuts. Sorry, we're just one nut, I should have said. It's too late now, though. And, but he is a big, I'm a big, time for the podcaster who said it once, and I'll say it again, I'm a big coconuts. Sitting here with my coconut water. But who it's time for sleep. What can I say? It's time for Sleep With Me podcast to put you to sleep. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Talkiatry. And, I've talked on the show about my own personal mental health journey. And whether it's me or someone I love, it is so difficult. There's so many obstacles, like trying to find a psychiatrist that takes your insurance. And then you got to wait for months. You got to wait for a call back. Or then you try to set up an appointment and they're, no, we're not taking new patients. What should I do? Where should I go? If you've been in that place, I've been there too, and you're not alone. And that's why I love working with partners that have a solution. Talkiatry makes it easy to see a licensed psychiatrist online who takes your insurance in just a few days. Talkiatry is a 100% online psychiatry practice that provides comprehensive evaluations, diagnoses, and ongoing medication management for conditions like ADHD, anxiety, depression, and more. Unlike therapy-only platforms, Talkiatry is psychiatry. You're seeing a medical provider who can diagnose mental health conditions and prescribe medication when it's appropriate. All 800-plus clinicians are in-network with major insurers, so you can use your existing insurance instead of paying monthly subscriptions or out-of-network costs. You can meet with a licensed psychiatrist who takes the time to understand what's going on, builds a personalized treatment plan, and supports you over time with consistent, evidence-based care. Getting started takes just a few minutes. Complete a short online assessment, get matched with clinicians who fit your needs, and schedule your first visit in days, not months. And because you continue with the same provider, you're not starting over each visit. your treatment can evolve with you, so you're actually making progress over time. More than 300,000 patients have already found high-quality psychiatric care through Talkiatry. Head to talkiatry.com/sleep to complete the short assessment and get matched with an in-network psychiatrist in just a few minutes. That's talkiatry.com/sleep to get matched in minutes. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and this is one of these big problems of making a sleep podcast that's successful is this show works so well for some of you. You hit play, you start up the podcast, and before long, you're out cold, right? And for some of you, that just works, right? But there's other people that you might want to check out Sleep With Me Plus. Because obviously, in order to keep the show going, you know, the podcast needs sponsors and support, and it has to be high energy, because most people wind down during the intro, fall asleep much later on in the story, like 45, 50 minutes into the show. So if you fall asleep fast, we built Sleep With Me Plus with you in mind. One, it enables us to keep making the podcast for people that fall asleep in 10 seconds, because that's like a, you know, some sort of irony or something, paradox. But also you don't have to worry about anything waking you up if you fall asleep fast. And you could choose how you like to listen. Do you like full episodes? Do you like story-only episodes? Do you like all intro episodes? Do you want an all-night compilation? Do you want stuff on location? Do you like just TNG? All that stuff you could get at Sleep With Me Plus, and you could build your playlist based on what works best for you. So if you fall asleep fast, check out Sleep With Me Plus for free. Try out a free trial. If it isn't a better experience, you could just cancel during the free trial. You could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Oh, Mystery Bard, a lot of people help out on the show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Posterson sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support, dear Scooter, on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mr. Bart. Don't forget, if you haven't heard about Surprised by Scooter, if you're spreading the word about the show, you're tagging me in social media or emailing me through the form on our website, I'm going to surprise some people who are spreading the word about the show, just letting people genuinely know about their experience with the podcast, with subscriptions to Sleep With Me Plus, maybe a personal video, maybe some stickers, who knows? So get out there and be surprised by Scoots. Thanks, everybody. What do you say we get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it the bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to attempt to do the rest. And what I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake, whether it's thoughts, things you're thinking about in the past, or present, or future, physical feelings you're experiencing, or emotions that are coming up, or whatever it is. It could be other stuff, travel or other people traveling, changes in routine or work schedule, or situational. You might have something coming up. Whatever it is, I'd like to take your mind off of that. And what I'm going to do is, in an attempt to create a safe place, I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, superfluous tangents, other stuff. Organic forgetfulness. Now available in jars, deposit pending or something. Organic forgetfulness. Organics. Well, anyway, we'll see if we can. We'll see if I can remember that. And that's not even a I don't know if that's a veiled attempt at a pun, but it was an accidental punnist. I already put on a scrap of paper to trademark that, but I don't think I did. But what I'm going to do is try to keep you company here while you fall asleep. I want to create a safe place. I truly believe you deserve to be treated with dignity, respect, and that you need you maybe don't need a break at bedtime, but I think, it's not easy. Kermit said it one time, Kermit the Frog, not the other Kermits. Kermit said, I believe, I could quote, maybe paraphrasing here, Kermit. Oh, sorry. Only Miss Piggy can call Kermit. Sorry, Kermit. That means we're good. We're good friends. Who am I? How to get your number? Ooh, I don't know. It's crossed wires, believe it or not. Perfect timing, though, because I was just paraphrasing you. Usually you're a little bit different in person, but I was just saying that one time you said it's not easy being green. Oh, you sung it. Well, I think we'll pay. Kermit, I know you're like as big as they get, and I'm trying, because I'm in a podcast intro, I'm not squealing or squeeing, but normally I would, and I've learned, I say, but this is totally awkward because I know the power dynamic is, but I got to get back to you, Kermit. I'm in the beginning of a podcast intro. I could use you in about 4 minutes. I could give you a bit more airtime. Oh, you were sleeping? Perfect. That's perfect. Just hold on 1 minute. Don't worry. I'll wake you right back up. Yeah, just leave the receiver. Don't worry. If I have to, I'll pause the podcast and shout to wake you up, Kermit. Okay, sorry for people. I believe that's Kermit the Frog. It could be, some sort of Kermit the Frog brain version of mine. So sorry, new listeners. I didn't mean to go off topic that fast, but, when you get a major league celebrity and you have a chance to butter them up while they're waiting on hold, one of your heroes, truly, in studio, kind of, in fantasy. Kermit, don't mutter in your sleep. Go back to sleep, Kermit. But don't fall too deeply asleep because I'm going to need you. Okay, what I was saying is it's not easy being green, as Kermit once said. Kermit the Frog. Sorry, full credit. Sorry, Kermit the Frog once said. I'm sorry, Kermit. You want me to read all this copy? No, I can't do that. This is just a thought. It's a thought exercise or whatever. I know, yeah, I do realize my thoughts need more exercise. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to... Kermit, why don't you take it easy? Kermit, I was just telling everyone that it's not easy to be green. And sometimes, whether it's interpersonal relationships between, people or, forest friends, as I like to call our forest friends. I realize that you don't live in a forest. Kermit, this is like, if you were watching this, it would be like when I was watching The Muppet Show. I don't know if you're pulling a Fozzie on me, but I got to get back to the regular listeners. You're making me feel like like I feel harried or whatever. You're not harried. Okay. Kermit. Oh, okay. Yeah, just put the phone back down. Okay, sorry, listeners. It's again, some, big shots are high maintenance sometimes. What can I say? I'm just kidding, Kermit. And no, I didn't mean to get your attention again. Maybe subconsciously I did want to get your attention, but I really have to give my attention to new listeners. So I wasn't expecting this to happen. Anyway, so new listeners, sorry. Usually I don't go off that topic. And Kermit, let me introduce you to Sleep With Me, a podcast that puts you to sleep based on the idea everyone deserves a good night's sleep. I think we could all agree on that. Yes, and whether you're green or whatever wonderful color of the rainbow, it's not easy. And that's why I work so hard at this show. And there's not really a lot of rules around this show, but here's what to expect structurally. Usually the show starts off with a few minutes of business. That's how we keep the show going. is the people who actively participate in that section of the show, like the next day or before they go to sleep. Then there's an intro. Intros are usually 12 to 14 minutes. I usually get to the point earlier in the intro. But they're kind of a show within a show, clearly. Yeah, it's time to get it started, Kermit. Exactly. That's what the intro is, but it takes 12 minutes to get it started. Yeah, I'm like a sputtering motor, for sure. Kermit the Frog, everyone. A new host to sleep with me, possibly. Oh, no, consultants. Okay. Yeah, can you bill me on 60 day, net 60? Okay. Okay, so anyway, so sorry. Kermit's really funny, even unintentionally. And by the way, listeners, I will be calling Kermit Kermie, especially if we have a consultee relationship. It'll be in the paperwork. Yeah, put that, Kermit, have Scooter put that in the proposal. By the way, I'm Scooter also. Okay, so, this was not planned out. So there's a long intro, kind of like a monologue. It doesn't go anywhere. Because it's a metaphor for how the podcast works. Made to help you wind down and relax or feel comfortable. I mean, even when I'm having this constantly being interrupted by Kermit the Frog or Kermie, Kermit forgot to brush Kermit's teeth or something, so don't worry, not in the room right now, I'm still here to put you to sleep. So it's the intro, a show within a show while you wind down. Or if you need comfort during the day, some chill time, or something to listen to while you brush your teeth. Then there's a story. Tonight will be our ongoing, episodically serial modular series, Nuns in Space, the Stand Chronicles. Okay, here comes Kermit's running back. Yeah. Does Gonzo know about Nuns in Space? No, but I did say that it was Pigs in Space was a big... Sorry, Kermit, I actually forgot until this moment it was pigs in space. I always thought it was chickens in space and that it was Gonzo's idea. Oh, yeah, well, it makes sense, right? Okay. But yeah, I did attribute the Muppet Show is inspiring a lot of everything for me. So thank you, by the way, Kermit. I don't think I've ever sent you a letter thanking you and everyone in the Henson family. So thank you. The podcast wouldn't exist without your help. So then there's a story, Nuns in Space, it's Stand Chronicles, which you could listen to, Kermit. I'll send you a personalized copy. And I'll send it to your representative's offices as well. Great. Okay, terrific. Kermit, like every sixth intro I talk about Emmett Otter, too. Did you have like an uncredited role in that? Maybe. Kermit just winked at me, everybody. This is it. I've hit the big time. Oh, Kermit, the listeners want to know why I haven't got your voice on the mic at all. But yeah, I'll just chuckle. So there's a bedtime story, and then there's some thank yous at the end. Between the intro and the story, there's some more business. And that's about it. No pressure to fall asleep. I'm going to be here for about an hour to keep you company, to take your mind off of whatever's keeping you awake. So that's it. And there's no need to listen to me. I think that's usually what I say when I'm trying to explain how the intro works. Kermit's laughing, like it's hilarious. No, it's true, Kermit. This would have been empowering for you if you just told Fozzie and Miss Piggy and Gonzo not to listen to you. Wait, think about this. Hear me out, Kermit. You don't need to listen to me. You can listen in whatever way you wish, because I'm just here to keep you company. Like Kermit kept me company as a child. Just like the Muppets were there for me, to take my mind off of stuff, to tell me stories. I won't sing or do any tap dancing, as though I have, Kermit, if you wanted to do a duet at some point outside of the podcast. But so, I don't know, this is rare. I've never had this happen before. I mean, I've had people call into my brain. Oh, I called you. Okay, well, I've accidentally had my brain call other celebrities, but never someone as big as you, Kermit. Big-hearted as you. Kermit, that's what I always wanted. I have nickname. If I have a nickname for you, that's a good sign. So, a good sign of what, okay. So, sorry, listeners. So here's the thing. You don't need to listen to me. I think you probably figured that out as we covered. There's also no pressure to fall asleep. I'm going to be here for about an hour to take your mind off stuff, to keep you company in the deep, dark night, because I've been there. Feeling the meaning of that song. It's not easy being green. And if and sometimes you like, whatever. I want, the other lyrics of other songs, they can be on your mind, like the other, some of the other Kermit lyrics. You could say, I would like to form a rainbow connection. I feel like I have one with you, Kermit, and Roy G. Believe it or not, Kermit, I don't know if this will make you laugh, but I have a rainbow connection with Roy G. Biv. You're looking at me blankly. Okay, Kermit, that's fine if you don't believe me. Kermit just said, am I the lover or the dreamer? And I'd say, well, why don't you call Roy G. Biv Esquire, by the way, Kermit? You'll be hearing from them. So anyway, I'm here to help. It's all I can do. Now, this podcast doesn't work for everybody. Surprise. But whether you're a frog feeling extra green, or you're a frog feeling super blue, or you're whatever Eeyore is, a stuffed donkey, whatever it is, I'm here to take your mind off stuff, to keep you company, to goof around. I'm here while you turn out the lights. I'm here while you take off makeup and the rest of the stuff. Here, Kermit, let me pat you on the back. I've always wanted to do that. Yeah, okay. I'm ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary. I'm cradling Kermit the Frog. Kermit's head is in the crook of my arm backwards. I think Kermit's faking being asleep for my own, to increase my self-esteem. That's how good Kermit is. Because his mouth is open, like he's snoring, but he's not snoring because he wants you to be able to fall asleep. Also, Kermit's winking at me now, so I was correct. And what I'm going to do is tickle Kermit uncontrollably once I get off of here. But whatever it is, it's keeping awake. I want to help. This podcast doesn't work for everybody. This is one of the more different intros we've ever done. I think Kermit actually just fell asleep for real while faking asleep, which will make tickling Kermit even better. That was a test to see if Kermit was awake. And I'm not sure because Kermit's, of course, a professional actor. So, whatever is like, I just want to help you fall asleep. I work very hard. It doesn't work for everybody. Almost every single listener who listens to the show on a regular basis, which is like 150,000 people or something, say they needed to listen to the show 2 or 3 times before they became a regular listener, which I guess would qualify you as a regular listener. But before they said, oh, this helps, I like this. So give it a few tries. Well, it doesn't help for everybody. I hope it helps you. I appreciate your time. And I really yearn and I really strive. I work very hard because I want to help you fall asleep. And also tonight I helped Kermit the Frog fall asleep. Within my thank you, Kermit. Yeah, possibly within my imagination. Thanks, everybody. Good night. And here's a couple of ways we keep the show going. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about the mattress I love sleeping in. We're talking about Helix Sleep, and that's my first question. Do you love the mattress you're sleeping in? Does it fit your needs, your feel preferences, what makes you comfortable? If it's not a solid yes, go to helixsleep.com/sleep and take the Helix quiz and find a mattress that you will love. Every time I'm away from my Helix this summer, I miss it. And then literally I start laughing when I get in bed now because I say, holy cow, I love this mattress. It's so comfortable. And one of the main reasons it's comfortable is I took the Helix quiz and I got matched with a mattress that fits my needs, my feel preferences, the fact that I get hot when I sleep, that I like to sleep on my side and my stomach, that I like something firmer. You deserve a mattress that you laugh when you get in because you love it. So you say, hey, I missed you a lot. Not only that, Helix comes with a 120-night sleep trial, a lifetime limited warranty. There's free shipping and seamless delivery. Helix delivers the mattress right to your door. with free shipping in the U.S. They have the Happy with Helix guarantee, so you can rest easy with seamless returns and exchanges. The Happy with Helix guarantee offers a risk-free, customer-first experience designed to ensure you're completely satisfied with your new mattress. And Helix is the most awarded mattress brand, tested and reviewed by experts like Forbes and Wired. And of course, they've got a deal for our listeners. So go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 27% off site-wide, exclusive to our listeners. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for 27% off site-wide, exclusive to our listeners. Make sure to enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. Take that sleep quiz. Let me know what you got matched with. Thanks, everybody. All right, hey, everybody. Welcome to our serial episodic modular series. This one is a serial episode. For sure. Like, you could listen to this one in any order ever, especially when I catch you up here. So snuggle in. You're really going to enjoy sleeping to this one or just being soothed by it. This is our series, Nuns in Space, The Stan Chronicles, or also called Stan Chronicles, Nuns in Space. And it's a season 2 of our original series, Nuns in Space, chronicling Stan, freestyle soda machine, and currently commander of a salvage ship in a cloud of delusion just outside of the planet Earth, enveloping, I'd say, the planet Earth in a good, like in a neutral way. And Stan's, I'm not sure the exact role yet, sergeant at like a second in command, Scooter, who was once upon a time the commander of the ship. In season 1, Scooter, Stan, and the nuns from Scooter's childhood had adventures in space. And at the end of the season, they ended up in this cloud of delusion. So I'll give you the quick one on the cloud of delusion. So we have the planet Earth. We all are spaceship Earth, however you want to call it. We're on it today. Some of us probably more grounded than others of us who our heads are always in a cloud of delusion. But so Earth was just like it is, just like you're perceiving it now. And at some point, outer space, like the people say, is there life out there? Is there spaceships? Is it just a dream? Is it a thought experiment? All that got cleared up really quickly. When the Earth got on the map of outer space, and I don't know if that's it's just a different story to dig into whether that's figurative or actual. But Earth was exposed to outer space first gently, and somebody came from outer space. They said, "Hey, what's up? We're friendly out there." And yeah, there's a whole galaxy or whatever's bigger than a galaxy. I don't know what's bigger, a universe or a galaxy, but there's a whole worlds out there. Full of, beings and places and commerce and stuff and, friendship. I mean, other stuff too, but mostly they said, hey, we're not, we know you got those movies and books and stuff. They said, what's a pod? How do you download a pod? They said, hold on, let me get my tentacles in place. How do you download a podcast? No, just joking. You just get a podcast app. It's, okay, never mind. I'm trying to do an intro, actually. I can't, I'm trying to avoid the side benders of the story because I already had an intro where I interviewed Kermit the Frog for 45 minutes or something. Who's Kermit the Frog? Okay. Maybe we should, what's your name? Gorzak? Gorzak, I'll get back to you. We could be friends. So Earth was exposed to outer space. Outer space was exposed to Earth. Commerce began, tourism, friendship, relationships of all sorts. Mostly community-based relationships. They say, hey, people said, hey, check out this stuff we got on Earth called gum. And they said, oh, we call that shmajma, over here. Oh, but this is different. It's a different flavor. Ours is more of a savory. This is a sweet. And things were going pretty well, at least on the surface to the mid-surface. But when these major changes happen, it's not always an easy adjustment because we had been living here on Earth with the presumption that was either a mystery or some people saw it, well, no, definitely this or definitely that. I just don't have a total proof. And once things were confirmed, it changes your way of thinking and viewing the world a bit. And that could be not easy. But most people were keeping that. They said, well, I'll adapt. We tend to be an adaptable species, which they complimented us on all the time. They said, oh, you'll adapt to this space travel and stuff. Now, I don't know if it was the subtextual stuff that I'm not talking about that triggered this or was something else, but at some point, everything was going full boom. People were touring, people were visiting Earth. We were saying, here's this, we'll ship this out to you. But at some point, the Earth, mysteriously became surrounded by a cloud of delusion, a nearly impenetrable cloud of delusion. That if you went into it, you would, no matter what species you were, or what planet you were from, you would just get a little mixed up, and you'd say, well, you shouldn't go into that cloud of delusion because it's impenetrable. And that separated Earth from space. We don't know why. I said, well, is it this or is it that? And it really slowed things down. And the people that were here were like, well, I got to get these sodas out to, FB 47 to 26 Zerboid quick while they're still cold. And at some point, people were trying to figure this out. Everybody here on Earth, they said, well, we like outer space now. What a ripoff. Get us back out there. And what they discovered, even though they threw everything at the problem, the greatest scientists, the greatest thinkers, greatest minds, it took people with a small, tiny percentage of Earthlings with just enough delusion running through their bloodstream to say, oh, I can make it through that cloud of delusion. I've internally normalized delusion to the point where I can go through a cloud of delusion, but very, very rare. We're talking like 10 or less people. And those people became harbor pilots. They would take a spaceship. Now, the cloud of delusion was outside of Earth's atmosphere. So there's a spaceship in Earth orbit, a big one, still on the Earth side of the delusion cloud. And they would basically take ships from that spaceship to one on the other side of the cloud. And Scooter just happened to be one of those pilots that could do it. And this is all before season 1 started. And his sidekick, his co-pilot was Stan. But at some point in season 1, Scooter took on a crew that he didn't expect. It turned out to be the nuns from his Scooter's childhood. Or, you can listen to season 1 for all the deets on that. That's like a slang term for details. And they had adventures in space, bada bang. And now season 2 happened. It ended in the cloud of delusion. Scooter, Stan, and the crew, the nuns, and now a crew of a salvage ship are all on a giant salvage ship in space. Now, one special update for the current situation is Scooter is kind of a nerd himself mostly to the cloud of delusion. And Stan is operational in the cloud of delusion. And then the nuns and the salvage crew, they have these like delusion field generators, like noise canceling headphones, basically for delusion. So now they're in the cloud of delusion. They can't get out really because none of that power, that's just power enough to keep them like working together. But they're stuck on a salvage ship in the cloud of delusion. Not really. They don't, I don't necessarily know that they say, oh, we're stuck. Oh, shucks. They say, let's make the most of this. So that's where we are. And right on time is our Hollywood announcer. Okay. So I just don't know how world famous announcer. Our world. No, you're not comfortable with that. Our wonderful announcer and the incredible, indelible, Antonio Banderas. Banderas. So ladies, the gentlemen, the boys, the girls, the friends beyond the binary, it's time for another episode of Nuns in Space. Holy cow, whatever you just did with that like thing at the end, that was amazing. Thank you. Okay, do you want to hang out for like, we could play a board game later? Like, I'm on a press tour. Okay, well, maybe, what do you have, like a G6 or something waiting outside at the airport? Okay, well, I'll let you get going. Thanks, Antonio. I was just looking forward to it. Also, me sitting around. Okay, so you could use my cell phone to do some Skype press calls, and then we play a board game. Yeah. Okay, thanks. That's Antonio Banderas, everybody. Nuns in Space. Banderas. Also, yeah, Nuns in Space. Hey, pen pal, it's me. I'm here with Stan right here next to me, which normally Stan's pretty... Hi, pen pal. Okay, so that's fine, Stan. Stan may be taking over everything, pen pal. Because the last time I wanted to make sure all the recordings were encrypted and that Stan could send them off when I was trying to be a hero. And for some reason now, you can't do the permissions or the triple authentication, whatever it is, a authentic thingamajig, according to Stan, is there's an issue. So I can't offload the recordings off of Stan. And I've learned from making enough mistakes with file management to keep all the recordings in one place. And Stan's also good at backing things up. So now I have to record directly into Stan, which is definitely not going to work, pen pal. So for a while, until we get it figured out, maybe Stan could do these messages. Oh, Scooter, I'm really nice to meet you, pen pal. Okay, not right now, though. This is my last, also, pen pal, that frees me up for more heroic stuff. I won't be able to tell. Stan will have to tell, if I do any more, stuff, Stan will be filling you in, especially if it's big time heroic. But yeah, total mystery. I don't know if you can hear me quoting, but Stan says total mystery that why Stan has to record these from now on. Supercomputer with vacuum tubes in other solid state. Stan I think Stan has platter drives in there. But so, good news, pen pal. For Stan, there's been a change. Stan's commander of the ship. I think you probably knew that already. We talked about the positive aspects the last time. And so we're here, we got Commander Stan and the nuns and the salvagers in space, with Scooter here. So I'm trying to make the most of it, pen pal. Oh, sorry, pen pal, you guys might as well just leave, Stan, you might as well just leave it recording. Scooter, I'd just like to check in with you. I'd like you to, I wanted you to come to our craft fair. I'm trying to tell you about it for a few days now. Yeah, oh, yes. When is it again? Scooter, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about the craft fair is I'd appreciate it if you didn't make any disruptions or any scenes at it. Because I'm really trying to work with the crew and, get everybody, I'm trying to follow your example, believe it or not, Scooter. And also, before you speak, I'd like you to bring your own craft to the craft fair. Okay, can I borrow one of the ones from your room, like those rock sculptures? Oh, Scooter, a craft you've created that you would share with everyone at the craft fair. Okay, don't worry, Scooter. I have some activities to get you started. And if you just complete some of them, I think you'll find yourself crafting right away. Wait a second, Stan, I'm supposed to be helping you become an artist, not a commander of the ship. I'm not, and then, even though our roles have switched, my purpose is still to help you find your artistry, and that way we can find our way out of here, not the other way around. Scooter, you are helping me. You have helped me. And this is a two-way street, Scooter. It's a give and a take and a take. Trust, Scooter. You've helped me. I help you. So, Scooter, before I want you to close your eyes and take a breath, and you start to use your imagination. I'm going to start you right now before you object again. I want you to picture should I picture 5 rocks? Picture 1 rock, Scooter, from your past, a rock, Scooter, just close your eyes. what is the first rock you see when I ask you to do this? One of those pink rocks, Stan, that has black flecks in it. It's more of a coral, or, it's like a pink with some grays. It's, not a circle, but it's roundish. It's not entirely smooth, but pretty smooth. And I always reminds me. I say that I don't know that. Yeah, that's the first rock I'm picturing, Stan. Okay, Scooter, I want you to picture another rock that's in your mind there from your past. Okay, this one is a longer oblong rock. A bit like a rounded tube, or like it's hand size. It's slate-like gray, but you see, is there blue in there? And it's very smoother than the first rock, but still not polished. It kind of feels like if you stretched out an egg. Okay, Scooter, that's good. An egg, stretched out an egg rock in your hand. And what's next, Scooter? What's the next rock you see? Okay, the next rock is the size of a coin, a bigger coin, like a 50-cent piece, or the O on the OK sign. And the reason I say that is it's a little bit bigger than that because that's where I'm holding it with my thumb and my index finger wrapped around it, ready to skip it across the water in a lake. It's also gray, but definitely less of the darker gray, but not entirely light gray, kind of like a cloudy sky color. Scooter, are all these rocks from the same place? Yes, Dan, from my memory. No, Scooter, like the same memory, physical place? Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? Well, Scooter, I just think you should maybe stretch yourself a little for these last two rocks. Okay, so you're telling me I'm remembering, you can't remember. You're telling me, Scooter, I just think we put a little more effort into it. See if there's other rocks in your mind somewhere. Oh, Scooter, I didn't mean to. Yeah, that's so. Thanks for making me. That's fine. I can be with Charlie Brown. That's fine. Scooter, I just really believe in your. It's too late to compliment me, Stan. It's just your imagination, Scooter. I'm very. Okay, that's fine. I'll try to picture another rock now that you've put rock-like pressure on me. Maybe I'll just turn into magma with all the pressure, but can't okay, go. Okay, Stan. Scooter, come on. Close your eyes. What's the next rock you see, Scooter? Okay, the next rock I see, Stan, is like a space rock. Oh, Scooter, that's, I thought you were going to be sarcastic. No, it's pocketed, Stan. Like with divots in it. It's here in a field, almost craters, harsh angles, and it looks heavy. I'm like 5 feet away from it, Stan, and it's the size of, like a curled up, like pet, like I could put my arms around it, but even at this distance, it looks dense and like it has a ton of mass to it. Scooter, okay, tell me more. It's dark, but in a much different way because there's an iridescence to it, Stan. And even I can feel a magnetic energy coming off the rock. But it's almost breathtaking being able to feel mass, even as I get closer, because it's not like I can visually tell the mass of a rock. And feeling the radiating energy off it, Stan, I want to reach my hand out and touch it. And I wonder if it'll feel warm or cold. And I want to be close to its matte-like iridescence. I'm thinking about it hurtling through space, Stan, here on Earth. Scooter, do you know it's a space rock? I'm thinking about it hurtling through space, imagining it hurtling through space here to Earth. Okay, Scooter, I get it. And now I can't, because some judgmental soda machine Wait a second, Stan, like, how many, like, remember, it's like, what's the difference between a space rock and an asteroid? Scooter, I don't, like, I mean, do you want the exact definition? Well, I was just thinking about it, and I was thinking about, like, more, like, why didn't we ever, as human beings, say, let's just make asteroid spaceships? I mean, now we know, but I don't understand why we didn't. I mean, I guess you would have to make them because of the mass and stuff, but you know what I mean? Scooter, I think, like, maybe one day there'll be Earth made, or outer space made, but Scooter, we need to do one more rock. It's this activity involves 5 rocks. Okay, but I'm really thinking about this. This is deep, Stan. I'm saying yes. It's like, is this blue or is it black? Is this metal? Like, Stan, here's a question: is this metal or stone? And can you, like, this is not, again, you don't need to look this up. But is it can you have an alloy? Does the alloy have to be all metal? Or can it be rock and metal mixed together? And if not, can I build my house out of something like that? Scooter, you remember you were trying to invent all that concrete like 10 years ago. Well, that's because my cousin Kevin Foodie's like a concrete expert. Or Scooter, okay. What is the rock? What's the last rock you want to talk about? I'm thinking about this rock. I'm wondering if I could lift it up or if it's just my, Stan, like, where did this rock come from? How deep is it? Like, is it been here for a day or has it been here for 1,000 years? What is it like? Has it experienced any of that thing that makes rocks wash away? Erosion? Okay, Scooter, I think I'm going to say, Scooter, I'm going to try to be like you. Okay, this is good. You're thinking about this space rock. Maybe this is good energy for the craft fair. You're right, Stan. I'm going to focus my energy on this rock. Okay, so for craft fair, so I should just make a craft out of like imaginary space rock. Scooter, you use the rock to guide you to make some craft or some art. I can't decide that for you. Okay. Well, I'm just not sure. I guess I could worry. Okay. Scooter, just see you're interested in space rocks. Take it from there and come to the craft fair. I've sent you the information 11 times. And here's I'm printing out a piece of paper. For you, and I'll also call you on the PA. Okay, Stan, I guess I'll see you I guess, I'm going to look into the space rock. Okay, thanks, because maybe I wonder if I could make my own space rock here with the salvage on the ship. Scooter, maybe start with something smaller, like a craft, and then we could figure out like something without molten things right away. Okay, I get it. I'll see maybe I'll look for rocks. Okay, the Scooter, that's great. I got to go, actually do some work as the commander. Oh, okay, Commander. I'll see you later. Pen pal, it's your friend Stan. I'm here to check in on Scooter, and see how he's doing with his rock. Scooter, it's Stan. How's your rock project going? Stan, you know what? There's almost no rocks on this ship at all, except for the rocks like you were using, and I think those are imaginary anyway, and those were Earth rocks. Oh, Scooter, that's interesting to know. So were you having trouble crafting something for the craft fair that begins very shortly? Well, no. So then I started looking outside I looked outside of the ships and I couldn't see. I mean, I said, what are the odds of me seeing space rocks with the telescopes? And I couldn't see any space rocks. Oh, Scooter. Okay, that's interesting. So you were visually looking for rocks. Yeah, and then I couldn't figure out the radar stuff. Plus, I don't think the clouded delusion helps with that. But then I started looking into the salvage logs because they figured some of these space rocks, I'm positive, are valuable, and a salvage ship would know what minerals it needs to rebalance as it's salvaging. and or maybe even accidentally it's bringing on stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, Scooter, this is interesting. You're really digging into the. So you looked at the salvage logs, and since this ship's couldn't, some of the earlier logs are encrypted because. But since this ship's been in operation, that I can tell, it's never taken a space. It has everything charted and logged. Unless I'm spelling rock wrong, would I put out there's no record of a rock or a asteroid or anything ever being salvaged by this ship, which is automatically traveling the cloud, salvaging everything. Okay, Scooter, that's interesting. And how is this going to be in your craft? I'll make it's a science fair, right? Scooter, no, it's a craft fair. It's but it's all I'll make don't worry, I'll have something. I'll paper mache something together, and I'll be there. You could count on me, Stan. Okay, Scooter, but just bring something to the craft fair, or just bring your enthusiasm and joy for other people's crafts, and not an enthusiasm to disrupt it, okay? Okay, Stan, don't worry. Hey, pen pal, this is Stan. I've paged Scooter a lot, and we're ready to start the craft fair, so I'm just waiting for him to come. Hey, Scooter. Oh, hey, Stan. I'm ready for the craft fair. I got my paper mache thing, so I'm ready to go. How does a craft fair work anyway? Well, Scooter, it's a little bit different than you might expect. Also, Stan, I have a bunch of presentations to make about the odds of us. I've run some math. I think the odds of us not encountering space rocks is impossible. Okay, Scooter, but this isn't a science fair, so it's a craft fair. But it's where we're going to give feedback, positive feedback, as other people are working on the crafts. And we'll connect, and we're going to be, Scooter, really, I think we're going to problem solve our way onto the cloud together by encouraging everyone's artistry on the ship is really the plan, Scooter, to be honest with you. And I think the science part is interesting, Scooter, but we're trying to use the other part, the artistry, like you've been teaching me. So I don't know if we need the paper mache or the presentations about math, about the rocks. Though math could be artists, you've taught me. So why don't you just come in and see some of the crafts, Scooter, and then see what speaks to you. Okay, Stan. Okay. Yep. Okay, let's do it. Oh, also, Scooter, I don't think you probably read any of the stuff I sent you about the craft fair or told you, because I didn't record those parts. But the theme of the craft fair is abundance, and that was the prompt. Maybe I just didn't do a good job of communicating that to you because you seem to be, with no rocks. Maybe there's abundance of space without rocks. So let's start. Come on in, Scooter. I don't know if you've met Adele Plus, but this is Adele Plus, one of the salvage reclaimers from Raybon's crew. And Adele Plus, you want me to speak for you? Okay, so Adele Plus has been working on something very interesting and beautiful, by the way, faux or an impression of pressed flowers, Scooter, because we don't really have any flowers on the ship. So Adele Plus has created pressed flowers, or it's you know what I mean, Scooter? So these are Adele Plus. This is how did you do? This is amazing. It really is beautiful. So, Scooter, Adele Plus has taken paper and salvage, like wire you see there. Those are wires, Scooter. And then pressed them or painted them and then pressed them between wax paper. Wow, it's like, I'm speechless, Adele Plus. And I see some watercolors and some oil. And even wow, you even used powder in there, huh, to color some of the things. Great. It feels like it's like pressed flowers. I can't say better than it. But yeah, thank you, Adele Plus. That's beautiful. I really like how you captured the spirit of flowers, and really creative work. Okay, Scooter. Scooter, by the way, holy cow, that was pretty, Scooter, this is what I needed from you, actually. I couldn't say those kind of things. I couldn't put them together, Scooter. Look at Adele Plus is really, yeah, it's true. That's like unbelievable work. Well, Scooter, maybe this is your role. Let's keep going, Scooter. Scooter, this is Miss Sister Mary Ellen's craft here, and you're going to sit in this chair, and Sister Mary Ellen's going to present. So Sister Mary Ellen has a dance, and she's combined like a few different forms of dancing and body movement, Scooter. So it's a little bit of ballet, liturgical dance, Tai Chi. It's more of an experience, as Sister Mary Ellen wanted me to say, and very influenced by something natural. So it's evocative of something, Scooter. So watch her motions. Oh, Sister. Okay, Stan, I'll take it. Thanks, Sister Mary Ellen. Okay, I'm taking it in, and I'm breathing. Sister Mary Ellen, I'm just commenting at the same time because your motions, it's like slow, gentle motions now. And I feel what's evoking for me is emotions of trees and the wind, a gentle but strong breeze. And, holy, it's making me feel like I'm in a forest, really, sister. And it's okay. Trees can smile when people are commenting, oh, now the wind is picking up. Oh, holy cow, sister. I don't know how you're capturing this with just your hands and your arms, like, it can hear the swish of the branches and like those random movements of the smaller branches. Whew, is really making me feel like I'm there and at peace, enjoying it. I can even feel the time of the day after dusk or something. Like there's some moon or something. It's very lovely. Thank you, sister. You're finished. Wow. Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you. I wish I had more words than beautiful. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Scooter. Thank you, sister. That was excellent. Okay, Scooter. So this is Rue Gray's. I don't know if you've met Rue Gray, Scooter. I mean, in a peaceful, Scooter. Yeah, hey, Rue Gray. So Rue Gray's rolling out this miniature stage here with curtains to part, and they're going to do a performance as well. Okay, so the curtains are parting, Stan, and it's a pond, like a pond you would see in a public park or a municipal park, maybe anywhere in the universe. Okay, wait a second. Are those origami swans, like a flock or a goose, gander of swans floating on the water? Holy cow, and Rue Gray must be out of view. Those are origami puppets. Stan, are these origami puppets? Scooter, they are. That's a fishing string that Rue Gray's, wow, floating on the pond. This is also very evocative, but also visual. Holy mackerel. Yeah, Scooter, it's pretty nice. Watch this part, Scooter. Oh, wow, those are jumping fish. Oh, wow. Origami fish. I didn't even see them under the water because they're angled to the stage. That's brilliant. And now, those are water sprites. Scooter, those are paper clips. Yeah, I got mixed up, Stan, but that's, holy mackerel. Stan, we have an Rue Gray, that was we have an impressive crew, Stan. Stan, could I work with these three to do my own craft? Scooter, you could. Why don't you do that? And, yeah, why don't you do that, Scooter? I've got to go check some things, and you work with them like you're going to work with them. Stan, I really enjoyed this craft fair more than I can put into words. It's great, Scooter. I'm just wondering, okay, go ahead. Why don't you work with everyone comfortable with that? Great. I'll be back. Hey, Pen Pal, it's me, Stan. Scooter's about to put on a story for his craft. And he said it's a surprise, but that that they'll work together on it. Stan, it's more of a fable, actually, maybe, or one of those other ones, the ones with a message, and it's in 3 parts. There's 3 parts. This is in progress, too, by the way, Stan. Okay, Scooter, great. Okay, is everybody ready? Okay, Stan, the rest of the audience, maybe we're joined by Sister Mary Ellen for this first part. Once upon a time, and I'm going to be interpreting those motions. So that motion meant once upon a time. Yeah, okay, there was a chicken named Little who was born with a very special gift. Stan, you can understand Sister's motions, right? Scooter, yes, but it's helping that you're interpreting her dance. Yes, so beautiful and fluid, Sister. Okay, every time an object entered Earth's atmosphere, Little could sense it. Now, technically, this was due to a, evolutionary jump in who Little was, but we don't need to get to that. But it was something both physical and neuron and nerve-based, so Little really could feel it and sense it. That's kind of hard. Good job, though, Sister, with that spiral thing there. I mean, we know this because of the legends of Little, but this was back when this was just Little the chicken, and Little had this physical reaction every time something entered the Earth's atmosphere. But for Little, this was just a normal way of being. Little didn't really understand it. And Little was even living with the assumption that everyone felt these pangs. Until one day, Little was out in a field with a class. And they were on a trip to watch a meteor shower. And each little streak across the sky corresponded with the feeling inside Little. And Little started to get what was happening. And Little became very interested in meteor showers and going on these trips with this group of children that enjoyed. So every year they would go and view this as Little got older and older. One year, one of the meteors showered all the way to the Earth, all the way through the Earth's atmosphere. And, it wasn't a big deal, but it was a big enough deal. And it kind of changed Little's view of things. Because Little was, still pretty young, and that's a lot to say, wait a second, this really happened, and I really sensed it. But no one would believe Little, as Little said, I can sense that the sky is falling, and it's falling now, it's falling now. So Little became a little over-focused on it, and became really focused on the night sky, but even the day sky, Little knew, and Little started to know the time zones, and even developed a kind of a geographic sense of where this was happening. It made it a little bit tough because no one believed Little. And everyone just told Little to lighten up. And they said, well, of course you feel this way. You saw that one make it all the way to the Earth. You're just having a strong reaction, Little. And so Little learned to kind of keep it to Little self and to kind of, say, hey, let's keep this internally going and turn to kind of things inward, really. And as Little got older, Little kind of got into escaping and maybe feeling a little NUMB from stuff. And so, sorry, saying, are you raising your hand like, Scooter, I am. Scooter, is this a craft or? Thanks, Sister. That's, I guess, almost the end of part 1. Scooter, it's supposed to be about abundance. I'm not sure how you're sticking to the theme here, like an uplift, abundance in a good way, Scooter. So where's this craft going? Well, Stan, you probably already know how the story goes as we lead into part 2, Little kind of turned Little's back, as Adelphus has these giant pieces of art behind me here. Little was trying to shrink Little's world. Look at that. Oh, Scooter, that's lovely. Yeah, thank you, Adelphus. Into something Little could manage and Little could control. And Little kept shrinking Little's world down to like an almost internal planet. A bit of a singular orbit. It wasn't so great. But it wasn't existing in a vacuum either. It wasn't totally empty. Because there was still the part of Little that was obsessed with outer space and what was happening. It's still curious, as this piece of art here shows. And that voice kept coming up, and Little started to say yes to that voice more and more, because it said something really interesting is coming, Little. Something that feels a little bit different, but it feels similar. Something heavy and massive and magnetic. And Little said, this is a little bit like, it doesn't have the same wobble. It doesn't have the same trajectory. And Little thought about where it started its journey from and where its journey would end. And Little started out on a journey to find out where this journey would end, because Little sensed it would end here at Earth. As you can see there, and as Little got closer and closer, it sensed its trajectory and its motion was going gentler and gentler, without any like rushing or poppy pops or anything. And when Little arrived at the end of Little's journey, a crowd was already gathered, because Little had sensed this giant rock touching down on Earth. So there was a big hubbub and hullabaloo, because it had arrived so gently that people had seen it coming in. This slow motion rock coming in Earth didn't make a lot of sense. And Little tried to get close to see, because Little was like, what is this? And I think very quickly people realized it was both a asteroid and a ship. And people were saying that, and Little began muttering in the crowd that I knew this was coming. I could tell it. I could feel it. I could feel it was different than everything else. And the people in the crowd for the first time in Little's life, instead of passing on that, they said, oh, tell us more. And people took interest in what Little was saying, and Little's, the crowd said, really, really? And Little was peppered with questions. And then finally a scientist made its way to Little and said, did you say you could feel this? You could sense it? We might need your help. And eventually this asteroid was a ship visiting Earth, and we knew that it came in friendship. But the science asked Little to come along and go. They said, we need your help, Little. It sounds like you're just the help we need. And that's the end of part 2. Scooter, that was a wonderful story. Well, there's still part 3, Stan. Okay, but Scooter, it's working on part 3, right? Well, yeah, but we're like, this is still the middle of part 3, but Adele Plus is still Rugray. Sorry, Stan, I get those mixed up. Well, Scooter, that was great sharing, and I think we want to make sure we have craft time for everyone else. But yeah, a lot of people worked on this together. We got the big finale for Rugray. Well, Scooter, could you kind of condense it? Well, sure, but, Sister had her turn, and Adele Plus had their turn. I guess thanks, Rugray. It looks like Stan's going to, I guess we could just do it another time. But does anybody have any questions so far about the story so I could work that into the third part? Sister Carol Ann, what's your question? Oh, what happens to Little? We do cover that in part 3, but so maybe next craft fair. But Stan wants us to get, Stan may be right, Sister. We leave the audience wanting more. I mean, even though we have it ready, it's not like you don't have to wait. Okay, any other questions? Oh, Slagbot 2000. I didn't even know you were in here. Is it fact-based? This is a great question. Part 3 has some facts in it, for sure, Slackbots. But, next time, maybe I'll have more facts next time. Scooter, I get it. Okay. Go ahead and do part 3. Okay, Stan, hold on. I'm getting a question from Raybon in the brig. They're watching remotely. Is the rock a real spaceship that visited Earth? Great question. Yes, it is. I thought we covered that, Raybon, but you might not have. Maybe you weren't paying attention. But yeah, it's the same ship that made first contact with Earth. Slagbot, is that fact-based? Well, it's just artistic interpretation. Slagbot, would you take that as an answer? Okay, thanks. Okay, Stan said we could do part 3. Everybody ready? Okay, so Little, as you could see with some of this origami art, puppetry, Little went with the scientists and worked inside a mountain with a team of people who not only believed in Little, but wanted to enhance what Little was doing, sensing outer space objects coming into the Earth's atmosphere. They really wanted to help, and they wanted to make it pleasant for Little. So they taught Little all sorts of tools and different ways of amplifying Little's senses, or them building on what Little could tell, or using it to solve puzzles they hadn't had a solution for. It's a great puzzle. I love that origami puzzle, by the way, Rugray. Yeah, but no one could suspect how quickly things would change as Earth was exposed to outer space. And that scientist was named Wurlitzer, by the way, Stan. Not fact-based, though, and they were part of a bigger project, originally trying to track all the rocks and the asteroids and coming to Earth and trying to figure out where they came from. And if anything else was coming to Earth, they were supposed to keep an eye on that. But until it's this ship, no, they had never seen that. They wanted to also give warnings, if like Little did, if the sky was actually falling and we knew, how could we do that? Luckily, they never had to deal with that, ironically enough, in any major way. It was like the Falling Objects group. Yeah, but they worked on that for a while, and then they also started, as more and more space traffic started to come to Earth, they found their focus was shifted, and Little's role was shifted a little bit. Because the people in outer space are super organized, and they wanted to know, everybody, all the comings and goings. And, sometimes, so Little actually made it impossible to do any sneaky sneaks to come to Earth. But Little was focused on helping and being needed in outer space in this new life that went on. And they became more and more focused on, especially Little, on the traffic, the actual traffic. And for a while, they didn't even notice that the number of rocks coming to Earth had started to change, that it started to get less and less. But one night, Little started having trouble falling asleep, tossing and turning. Something's not right. And Little started to look back at the data of how many rocks are coming into Earth's atmosphere, how many are, in the atmosphere, or coming through, coming into Earth orbit. And the numbers didn't seem right. And Little brought it to the team, and they said, it's like a anomaly. Look at the standard deviations. It's still within the standard deviations. And Little tried to take that as an answer, but it still didn't seem, to Little it seemed clear as day, there's less rocks and less falling objects every single day for Little. So Little dug deeper into the data and sensed that it had been changed to make it seem like a less extreme change. And he went back to the team, and they said, no. These things happen. Like, Earth's got a long history. Who are we to judge change? And, there's been wild swings like this before we started keeping the numbers. And that's when Little's focus changed, and Little started to think about that they work in this giant mountain. And Little was only aware of the project Little was on, and Little started to asking questions internally and wonder what else was going on there. And at the same time, less and less falling objects were coming to Earth, or coming near Earth. And little knew something's off here. Little had been through enough in life to question things and question authority figures. But Little was also not smart enough to play along. So he said, Little, what do you think about that less objects? Little said, well, there's a lot of space traffic. I'm focused on that. And he agreed with the team and covered up Little's doubts. He said, yeah, it's just an anomaly, standard deviation, 100%. But it was undeniable as less and less things became. Even the scientists had trouble. Little started to look into other. Is it like Del Plus? Are you asleep? Little started to look into other projects that they were working on. Sister, is anybody still? Ray Botner still stands. I think even stands in sleep mode. Well, this is my craft, I guess, is long winding tales, quoted in delusion here. But this wasn't a delusion for Little. It was a mystery. We're in the cloud of delusion and there's no rocks here. And that I did look into the historical figures in Earth's rocks who did go down. So that was the fact-based part, Slagbots in sleep mode 2. Objects did stop falling. So where are they? They're not in the cloud and they're not on Earth. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What else were they doing inside that imaginary mountain compound? But I'm going to lie down here. Pen pal, I'm lying next to Stan here. So you could hear me. I guess Stan would say goodnight, pen pal. Stan's pretending to be asleep, pen pal, because he was enjoying my craft, my space story. Stan and I will talk to you soon. Hey, but this is Scoots just running through people who support the show, not just for themselves, but for you, anybody that chooses not to support the show or just isn't in a place where they can support the show. But if you're wondering when you support, if you've been putting it off or you're on the fence or you're meaning to do it, remember, like these listeners I'm reading through, when you support the show for yourself, you get a lot, something designed, particularly if you listen all night long, you fall asleep fast, you listen multiple nights a week, you have favorite episodes. You're going to get the best listening experience on Sleeping Me Plus because all the podcasts on Sleeping Me Plus are designed with people like you in mind and how you like to listen to the show. And that's what we built Sleeping Me Plus for super listeners, for people that have an opinion about the show and have a certain listening style. But then you also get peace of mind. If you do count on the podcast, you don't think you could replace it with something else. You know it's going to be there. And on top of all that, you're a part of something way bigger than me, way bigger than you, that has a positive impact. The reality is thousands of people's lives for each supporter. And so I'm going to read through these ones. The first one is from Rosie, who was one of the rare listeners who loved the show from the first time they listened, became a supporter after that first listen. Why? It entertained me, distracted me, and helped me relax enough to fall asleep. Still supporting the show. I never felt any obstacle to supporting the show. I started supporting it. I support other sleep podcasts, and I always return to Sleep With Me. And it feels great. I want the show to never end, so I'm happy to support it. Good sleep is priceless. I love the humor and wisdom, compassion, normalizing of brain bots. And my favorite is all intros that Bore Besties and Bore Friends get a feed full of all intros that come out twice a month in addition to the all intros we regularly put out. And I feel like you do a great job at communicating, connecting people with the support team for tech help. And I have a memory of an intro involving walking on peaches, but I never heard it again. Well, thanks, Rosie, for supporting the show. Next up is Sherry, who started listening to the show after reading an article in a magazine in 2015. And I started listening to the free show, but my use was sporadic, which is kind of a normal way to listen. And I had a big uneaten, not easy life event. And And I knew I would need much more support in all caps and would listen all night long as I went through this. Scoots was the best boyfriend I could ask for. I knew I needed to support something that was supporting me so much. And my biggest obstacle was cost when I didn't support the show. Even then, absolutely everything I wanted to support the show. But at the time, cost stopped me. But I feel great now being able to make a difference, not just in my own life, but in the lives of others, including everyone who works to bring the show to people listening, and that made me feel great. My favorite thing about this podcast is how easily it sends me off to sleep and helps me, keeps me asleep. Allows my brain a break from all this overwhelming stuff I'm dealing with, so I can go through that process and get a good night's sleep and resume processing things during the day. And I do have everything set up. My favorite is the regular ad-free episodes. I also enjoyed the readings of Frankie and Victor. Victoria, I was thinking of Victoria. She's on the ride in Universal. Sorry, tangent there. And I think you're doing a great job of communicating. The first time I listened to the podcast, I fell asleep. I adore Scoots and everything related to the show. Thanks. And last, we're going to run through Ruth. Hey, I'm Ruth. I'm an Italian woman, and having a kind and funny boyfriend in the deep, dark nights when it happens I'm awake is invaluable. I'm over 50. I've always suffered from insomnia since I was a child. No one was ever there with me until Scoots arrived. He makes the night less deep and dark, less lonely. He makes me smile. He's adorably goofy, and that's what I like the most, and makes him different and standing out. The tone, continuous talking. This is great for falling asleep. Besides this, humble and kind, nice, a real loving attitude towards human beings. I feel like he deserves my gratitude and my support. I understand Scoots involves a lot of time and energy into planning and effort to produce this wonderful podcast, and I want to give something in return for this. I will always be grateful to our common boar bestie for his support to us during our sleepless nights. Thank you, dear Scoots, and I want you to be able to be here for a long time, ready to come and rescue me on those hard but no more lonely nights. And I'm still currently supporting the show, even though I don't listen to it as much nowadays. I don't want it to stop. It reassures me to know that Scoots is there in case of need. And I feel like I'm recognizing the value Scoots provides by supporting the show. My favorite thing is that Scooter makes me smile, and his voice is smooth and grateful in a super calming tone. And it sounds like Ruth doesn't even listen to the Sleep With Me Plus content, but if you do, you could set it up. So thanks to everybody that supports the show, Sherry, Ruth, and Rosie in this case. If you relate to any of that, there are other ways to support the show. You could spread the word about the podcast and be surprised by Scoots. You could spread the word about something else that's important in your life other than Sleep With Me. You could support the show directly, because when you do, if you're a super listener, you get the best possible listening experience, but you also you're a part of something bigger. I think I already said it. But those are huge way. Letting people know about the show is a huge way. And yeah, if you want to be surprised by Scoots, tag me or send me an email. Maybe get a free, if you can't afford to support the show, reach out, spread the word. And if for some reason you just can't support the show, like financially, or you just can't do it. You can't spread the word about it. I know there are people out there. You just say, I can't do either one of those. Or I think there's more people say, I'm not going to do either one of those. We do have a scholarship program, too. So you could email me through the contact form on our website, share with me, and I can try to, and we have listeners willing to support the show. But the reality is, if you're listening to this and you support the show for yourself, you're already supporting it for other people. So, when you sign up, let me know, and I'll make sure that when I hear from the people that aren't in a place, whatever the place is, where they can support the show financially, or I'm not comfortable supporting this show by spreading the word either. I'll make sure your support goes to one of those people. So you're supporting it for you. and a lot of other people, too. Thanks, and good night. Oh, by the way, you could always, the best way to support the show's on Sleep With Me Plus. That's at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. I can't believe I forgot that. Thanks.